We are live.
We are live.
Are you making Arnold dance?
I was trying to get it straight, but then when I do that, it cuts off part of the sound panel, and so I'm trying to get as much of it as I can without breaking my camera's hinge.
All right.
Happy birthday, Drew.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to Soundbooth Theater Live. We are live now. We are listening to Mongo's... Oh, well, we were listening to Mongo's theme.
Yeah,
Oh, this was... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
2 Jeff
This
sightings
was
in the same
Mongo's.
day, Corey Phillips says, yeah.
Oh, you were streaming twice
I
today?
was streaming cold reads today.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right, for Chrysalis.
Chrysalis
Oh,
5.
yeah.
Chrysalis 5, yeah. So
Yeah,
welcome,
yeah.
everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I hope you all did your homework. Did you all watch From Dusk
back,
Till
son.
Dawn?
They better have.
Come back.
They
Sam.
better.
It's like
Am I-
slowly sinking.
Do you guys already have numbers in mind?
Come back.
Yeah, I do have a number, and I
And-
do have a number in mind.
Ahmed, you have a number?
Yeah.
Okay, we need numbers from everybody. So everybody who watched From Dusk Till Dawn, give us a number from 1 through 10 in the chat. We'll count it up and see how much you guys agree with us. We'll average your guys's. We'll compare that to our average, and that will tell you how dumb you all are.
Okay, Jeff.
Okay, Goddess is really prepared for this. Outlander says, my vampire ate my homework. That's appropriate.
Oh, excuses. I don't even want to hear it.
Vampires hate homework.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, so I'm so excited for this show today because I'm excited to talk about From Dusk Till Dawn, first of all. But also, this is the show for celebrating sort of like the end of DCC AIT Season 1. The audio immersion tunnel, you guys, is officially complete and
All
released.
done.
All 8 episodes are out there. If there are any of you who are waiting for the last episode to come out to start binging, well, you can come back now, Sin. What's the deal?
I thought you were going to acknowledge it, so that's why I kept it there.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. All right. So, yes, that's one other, before we get to the DCC AIT Terminator. Yes, that's right.
wants to
Sin
terminate
has
the
a new
sound.
sound panel
Yes, I
with
do.
the Terminator picture that she
Yeah,
loves so much.
matches my desktop wallpaper and the image that I use in my videos, my review videos.
I actually think that
And I have a shirt with that pattern.
Oh yeah. I actually think that your room already sounds better from it.
Good.
So, yeah.
I was wondering if it would, because I have something back there to catch
Yeah,
whatever
reflection.
sound bounces. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So
Very good.
nice. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So thankfully, Sin, she is. That's just the first panel of many more she's
Yes,
going
I
to
have-
be applying to her
I have
walls.
3
so-
more. I've already got Wonder Woman over there.
Nice.
I've got another Terminator one, and then one that looks like a film strip, and then a Winter Soldier one
Nice.
to go up.
Okay. So we're seeing numbers come in. We see a 5, a 7,
Oh,
a
yes.
6,
Okay.
2 other 7s,
Okay.
a 6.5. Wow, I'm pretty. I'm pretty.
I'm gonna write these down
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah,
afraid
yeah.
I'm
Smitten.
Write these down.
You're snitting.
Okay, so yeah, the Dungeon Crawler Carl audio immersion tunnel. If you guys were waiting till the whole series, the whole first season was out, it's out now. Go pick them up. Go
all
listen to them.
done. It's ready.
I'm so proud of what we've done, Ahmed. This is
Yeah.
an amazing production.
Yeah.
As long as people continue to spread the word about this and get more people into it. Tell if you guys know other DCC fans who are giving it the pooey, and you've listened to it and you love it. Make sure to tell them, hey, it's worth checking out. At the very least, if you don't want to listen to like the entire first book and you just remember certain scenes that you would like to hear played out in our cinematic audio, you can just pick up like 1 or 2 episodes. That the ones that have like your favorite scenes in them. So definitely go to our website, soundbooththeater.com. Take a look at all 8 episodes. You can get the whole season for just $20.99, or you can get the first episode for free to find out if you like it or not. Or you can just pick the episodes that you know are going to have the scenes that you want to hear in them. And if you look at the cover, they're usually going to give you a good hint of what happens in the episode. I would say the only one that's slightly deceptive is episode 7, because it shows Jack peeing on the wall on episode 7, and that happens in episode 6 at the very end of the episode. So, yeah, guys, it's done. Spread the word, tell people about it, and listen to it yourself if you haven't already. Other news, we have, let's see,
Hi, Enigma. We have a Wizardums coming out tomorrow.
There's a Wizardums coming out. Okay, so
yeah.
we have 2 up right now, right?
We have a novella and book 1, and tomorrow book 2 is going up. And this is for Fate of Wizardums.
Fate of Wizardums,
And
okay.
after that, we'll be putting the Fall of Wizardums up.
Right, so for those of you who don't know about what this is a series by an author named Jeff Koenig, and Jeff had come to us looking to get his newest series, Tor the Dungeon Crawler, put into audio. But it's not a lit RPG. I think it's like pure fantasy. But he also wanted to have an opportunity to distribute his other stories that are based in the same basic universe, the same kind of fantasy universe. He wanted to find a new place to distribute them, and so we're doing that. And guess what? These aren't just your ordinary ass audiobooks. These are narrated by Mr. Travis Baldree himself. So as you can see, we have a free novella, Fate of Wizardums, A Legend of Shadowmar, and we have book 1 available for just $9.99, Fate of Wizardums, book 1, Eye of Obscurance. Check out that novella first. Listen to it for free, and if you like it, just continue with this series. We're going to be releasing 1 book every week until we release Tor the Dungeon Crawler. And even then, we're going to keep releasing. I think we have
one every month for Tor, I think.
One every month for Tor.
Yeah, for Tor, once the tours come out. Yeah.
Okay. But one every week for the Wizardums. And
for
we have 12 of those, right?
12 plus the novella, that we released last week.
Right.
So
What we released that at the same time as book 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so lots of fantasy for you coming
cool.
up.
I didn't know exactly what this was when you mentioned it, Sin. It was so cool.
Oh, you did? Have you heard of this, or are you talking about just when I was mentioning the distributed title we were putting?
Yeah, exactly. I was helping push it along production wise, but I didn't even know it was Travis Baldree. It's so cool that this is on our site.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Really happy to have something with Travis on it on our website. Yeah, really cool. And all 12 books, I think, are Travis Baldree narration.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, if you want to support us and support Jeff Koenig, come pick up this audiobook. $10. Less than a credit, less than your monthly credit for sure. I think monthly is still $14.99, right?
I think so.
So yeah, less than that. 10 and a half hours, not a short audiobook. And yeah, guys, go pick that up if you're interested, if you want to check out, what is coming. Because this is connected to an audiobook series we're actually producing, narrated by Justin Thomas James, called Tor the Dungeon Crawler. Let's see, what else? Today, Chrysalis 5 released on Kindle. It was on pre-order for a while, but the Kindle version is now available. But we also have 2 more Chrysalis releases on audio coming up very soon. On February 14th, I believe the box set for books 1 through 3 are releasing. That is a ton of audio. That's like 50-something hours of audio for 1 credit. So if you haven't listened to the Chrysalis series yet, and you would like you'd like to give it a shot, that is your best value for your $1. 3 gigantic audiobooks for just 1 credit. So February 14th is when that releases. You can pre-order it now. And Chrysalis 4 releases on February 27th. So those are both up for pre-order at the moment. If you want them, go pick them up now so you don't have to think about it when they release. And today I just started the cold reads for Chrysalis 5. So definitely subscribe to this channel. Go check our live feed and find the cold read from today. I went a whole like 4.5 hours today. I'm going to go do the same tomorrow and Friday, maybe even more Friday. I'm going to see if I can start a little bit earlier in the day on Friday because I'd like to get Chrysalis 5 completely recorded sometime between now and when I go hang out with Steve Bollier at his place in Texas. But anyway, yeah, guys, Chrysalis, if you haven't already, go check it out. I love this series. I have so much fun narrating as Anthony the Ant. He's so energetic and optimistic, and he's just a great fun to narrate as. I use the voice for Joe from The Stars Have Eyes to narrate as him. And you know, that's how my voices always start. It's like I pick a voice, I start with that voice, and then as the character develops, his voice changes slightly to where it's no longer, it's like now distinguishable from the original voice that I started with. So that's Anthony, and he talks fast and it's fun. So yeah, is there any other news, guys?
I thought I had something and then it just escaped me. Shoot. Never mind. I don't know what it is now. I know what it was. Oh, there went my. Oh no, sorry. I'm watching another stream. I remember what it was. And then I went and forgot because I'm getting distracted by another monitor.
Well, we'll do an advertisement. One more advertisement.
What do you do? What do you have?
These are
Steve
the
Bollier.
SBT.
Steve Bollier. That podcast went up.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't want to forget to mention that.
Okay. We'll talk about that after the socks. These are narration socks, y'all. These give you +1 to your narration stat, along with a bunch of other stats like silent step, toe temperature, and my personal favorite, Lego defense +2. So
I call that into question.
Well,
I think you're
what?
fudging the stats, honestly.
How many narration socks have you worn?
Okay, this is how I want you to put on
you
some
said you didn't even
narration
want
socks, and I want you to walk over a path of Legos. Then I'll believe
will.
these stats.
But see, the test is I do it barefoot first. And then I do it with the socks first, but I have to do it barefoot one of the times as a control.
It's going to hurt either way.
Oh, yeah. Lego Defense +2 is not invulnerability to Legos. It's you have armor against them.
I just don't. I'm going to go with Enigma. It's a stat fudging going on here.
Enigma
I don't think so. You know what? The scientists who developed this were adamant. That I told them that Lego Defense was the second priority above improving narration.
Well, maybe they just wanted to cut costs, and they told you a story.
I'm going to tell the scientists that you are suspicious of them.
I am highly suspicious.
And they're going to rig your narration socks. That's what I
need
think.
to put some Kevlar in them. That's
well, maybe that's the next iteration. We are still doing research. We are still improving the formula for this design. Pay no attention to the fine print there. And yeah, we have these available for sale. So if you've always wanted to be a narrator and you just didn't think you had what it took, no longer. No longer is that a problem. You can now buy what it takes from Soundbooth Theater, which is the right footwear. So, Steve Bollier was also on a podcast with, now I don't remember what the host's name was, but I know he was on the podcast with Larry Correa.
And the other host, Larry
I always want to say Correa.
Correa, and the other host's name was Steve, but I forgot his last name. So there were two Steves. But yeah, that one was the one that I set in on during the recording.
Do you remember the name of the podcast?
It's called Writer Dojo.
Writer Dojo. WRITER.
Yeah, I think I sent you, and I found the link on Spotify was where I got it. I think I sent you, didn't I send you the link?
Yeah. I watched it. or I listened to it.
You listened to it.
Yeah. It's really good, guys.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So yeah, go check that out as well. I think that's all we have for news. I think we can move on to the next segment. We have a great troll poll request that I am dreading. It's gonna be so difficult. I don't know who
challenge your acting chops.
requested it.
The troll poll is over after this.
You happy about that?
That's it.
You guys broke the system with this request.
You broke it.
So we'll be doing that later, but I feel like maybe we should we do that like after the cinema, and then do one more little thing after, like some kind of chat GPT game or something?
It's totally your call, but I get the feeling that you're just trying to delay the inevitable.
Oh. What is the inevitable? You mean
having to actually
failure?
Perform?
Oh, dude.
This particular.
No, I mean, like, if you want, I can do that now.
No, it's up to you. Honestly, I don't. I'm just here for the ride.
It's like, are you daring me?
Whatever
you
you
calling
want
me
to do.
chicken?
I kind of do
chicken.
want a little more time to breathe, you know, like, and prepare.
Gotta kind of prep for it mentally.
So if we can do the cinema segment first, but I just wanted to come up with something to do after this big troll poll thing, just to wind down and close the show up with. Sometimes
That still made me jump. I
Did it?
swear. It didn't look like
I thought Ahmed was like, okay, this is a perfect.
I was waiting for
perfect gap to like
You read my mind.
time this. Yeah, I felt like that was the best
my
time.
God.
It's either a surprise or it's perfectly fit.
It's almost
there and
always a
gets rid of
surprise for me.
Yeah.
Most of the time it is.
Okay, so
Oh, there we go.
from dusk till dawn. What were our numbers again?
I've got some written down.
So
5, 7, 6, 7, and 7.5 from the crowd. Unless
Okay.
I missed anything.
we need more numbers from you guys. If any of you guys, for those of you who are here now, who did your homework, who has not shared your numbers already, if you have already shared your numbers, Sin already got you, don't worry. But share your rating out of 10 for From Dusk Till Dawn. We're going to review it now. We're going to talk about it. And at the end, we're going to give our own numbers, average them, and compare them to your numbers. So, yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn. I remember when this came out, it was a huge deal. I don't know if it was just a huge deal to me because I was a kid and my brother was 18 at the time, and he was excited about it. I remember this is like very shortly after I learned who Quentin Tarantino was and watched some of his movies. But when this movie came out, I was not allowed to watch some of it.
You were still a baby.
I was 8.
You were
9.
still
I
a
was
baby.
9. I was 9, so I wasn't allowed to watch all of it. There were arguably
were you allowed to
arguably
watch?
the best parts I was not allowed to watch. The violence was fine. It was the titties. That I was
Oh,
not
yeah,
allowed to
because
see.
there were several. That's right.
Yeah,
there were
were
several.
several titties.
Yeah, a lot.
this
I
movie.
lost count.
Yeah. Very, very many of them. So, Lady V Element says, I think 70% of people watch it for the snake dance. Probably, yes.
That's actually an awesome dance, and I'm not.
It was good.
I thought she did a fantastic job, and it was just so cool. It was almost ASMR like. It was almost hypnotic, like
Definitely
a
for
snake.
Quentin Tarantino.
For sure. I'm wondering if this is where his foot fetish started. Was this movie?
No,
Started?
he wrote it. So
I know he wrote it. But
So this is where he
there's
was like able to
and one
to
right in his mouth.
indulge in them in his foot fetish. It happens so many times in the movie. Like he when
There were at
he's
least
in
2 times that there were
foot
feet.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least
in
2.
here.
At least 2 times.
Gosh.
So the Dungeon AI would have loved this movie. But yeah, so It starts as a criminal sort of heist movie, and it turns into vampires exploding.
Yep, turns into a horror film.
Yeah, and I can't think of any movies before this that kind of just took it and ran with it in the same way. So clearly it gets a lot of inspiration from like older 80s and 70s splatterhouse movies, you know, the B movies, the low budget, like ridiculous monster, vampire, zombie movies and stuff. It takes a lot of inspiration from that and just turns it up to 11. Is this Danny Trejo's first role?
No, because he was in a movie called Blood In, Blood Out a few years before this, which came out, I think, in 93.
Okay.
In fact, I still refer to him by the character he played in Blood In, Blood Out. And that might not have even been his first role, but he played a character called Geronimo. So I still call him Geronimo. I know his name. I know exactly who he is, but I don't know. The name stuck. But Danny Trejo is so young here. My gosh.
Yeah. Even though he still looks 50, he looks a lot younger than he did. And yeah, there's what's his name? Greg Nicotero?
Is that who that is? The guy on the right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
No, he's Tom Savini.
No.
Oh, Tom Savini,
Yeah,
right?
I was
but
like,
he's
wait a
he's
second,
one of
that
the
doesn't look like Greg Nicotero.
No. Okay, so he's one of the special effects guys as well.
Well, yeah, because that's what he does.
Yeah. What was his name in this? Sex Machine.
Yeah, Sex Machine with the stupid. Well, I almost said a bad word. The pistol.
Oh,
the little tiny revolver down there.
Yeah, little revolver. Desperado also had.
Yes.
Okay, and that's Robert Rodriguez as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Desperado.
it is Robert Rodriguez. And my husband. So I rewatched this last night. I've seen this at least 2 times before this. This makes at least my 3rd time. And my husband, he only had a vague memory of Selma because of like, how can you forget that scene? That's like probably the most famous scene in the entire movie. That's probably one of the biggest scenes she's known for, I think. And so we were watching it, and he was telling me he thought Desperado came after this, but no, Desperado came the year before.
Okay.
And, so
the year before. Okay.
The year before, yes.
So I saw Desperado before I saw The Guitarist.
The Guitarist?
Isn't that what it's called? No, El Mariachi.
Yeah, El Mariachi. I was like, what?
Yeah. I saw this Desperado before I saw El Mariachi. But I really loved Desperado. So when I was a kid, I was like really excited to see this. And you know, it does a lot of really great things. George Clooney, I think maybe this was the first movie I'd ever seen him in.
Oh, okay.
And he did it. He was fantastic.
Yes, he was. I really liked his performance in here.
Really, really good. Really great dialogue written for him. Mm-hmm. Quentin Tarantino, of course, he's good with that stuff. Look at jeez. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. There's stuff that I can complain about, but I had fun. I had fun watching this again. It's been probably 20 years since I've seen it.
Seriously, it's been that long.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since the 90s. So definitely more than 20 years.
There was a TV show that came out a few years ago. Well, probably more than a few years ago. Called From Dusk Till Dawn. It was basically the whole first season was this entire movie stretched out into one season, and then they had at least another season, maybe a 3rd one, but I never finished it. I really enjoyed the first season. Robert Rodriguez was involved, and you know what's interesting? A little bit of trivia about the second movie. So Robert Patrick played in the second From Dusk Till Dawn because there's 3 of them.
Who's Robert Patrick again?
Don't even with me, Jeff.
Oh, T-1000. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Who's Robert Patrick again?
Like, or don't even. So he played in the second From Dusk Till Dawn, and in the TV show From Dusk Till Dawn, he played the character of Harvey Keitel. He played the father.
Right. Yeah, I remember
So I thought that was kind of interesting. And Don Johnson played the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they dragged the story out longer, and they really explored the brothers in depth. And the crazy brother, played by Quentin, in the TV show, they were kind of presenting him as someone who was having visions. That's why he was doing all these wild and crazy things. So he was a little bit more sympathetic, as opposed to in this movie, he was just a complete psychopath. But I really like the first. So the first scene was a really long opener before they even show the intro credits, and I felt like it was written so well. And the guy who played the dude behind at the register,
yeah,
I had totally forgotten. I kept forgetting that he was in here, but I remember him as Sal from Deadwood.
Yep.
He played in Deadwood. He was so young in this movie.
Yeah.
And I had totally forgotten that Kelly Preston was in here. She played the news reporter. The one who was talking about all this terrible stuff happening. She was John Travolta's wife.
Oh, okay.
It's Kelly Preston. And I just couldn't help but notice how cheerful she was.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, what?
It's like, what?
Yeah, it was
and
awful.
there were 20 dead. Yeah, no, I'm totally paraphrasing, but it was so funny the way she was reporting.
She was a little bit too, yeah.
I think it was on purpose. Obviously, it was supposed to be, because there was comedy in this, even though. So it's weird. It starts off as this sort of this crime thriller, and then it turns into this horror movie. And I think the first time I saw it, I knew that something was going to happen at the bar, but I don't remember if I knew that it was vampires, that was the whole point of the bar, was to lure these bikers in there. And I never forgot that final shot of the Aztec temple. You know, so basically this bar was just built on top of this Aztec temple, and these vampires were, I guess, Aztecs that were living through the years. In the TV show, they explore that whole story.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and the girl who plays Selma's character, she's been in different things. You've probably seen her face. She played in Alita Battle Angel. She was one of the characters that Alita fought and killed, and she's also playing in that upcoming Guy Ritchie movie with Henry Cavill in it. She's anyway, she played Selma's part. I liked her character in there. But there was some stuff that I had forgotten. I forgot that John Saxon was in there. He was the cop guy, the FBI guy who played in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd totally forgotten he was in there.
But he barely does anything but says something on an interview.
Right, he's not in there very long. And I had forgotten also that this film went on quite a bit before they even get to the bar. It's like 45, 50 minutes before they even get to the bar. So they had this. Yeah, I looked at the time. When they arrived at the bar, I paused it to see what the time was, and it was 45 minutes in. So they really took their time leading up to this. So, you know, it's not like the entire movie is this whole vampire thing. It's just weird. It feels like two separate movies stuck together. Is what it feels like. And something also that I had forgotten was how easy the vampires were to kill. They did make a mention. You know when the guy grabbed the one vampire's heart, and my husband was saying, now how in the world could he do that? He has to be supernatural or something like that. But they actually referenced later. They said something about how their flesh was more
squishy.
It was squishy. It was easier to tear apart and stuff.
Yeah.
And when they were shooting them with bullets later on, after they had decided to fight back the way they did, I had forgotten that they put crosses on the bullets.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, why the heck are these bullets killing them so easily? In the very beginning, it wasn't killing them, and now it is. Right. And I was like, oh yeah, they put little crosses on the bullets, which I thought was funny. They did have a little mistake. Number one, I'd forgotten how dated the CGI was. I totally forgotten. I also did not forget that Selma's not in here nearly long enough. She didn't last very long. But at the end, when George Clooney gives Juliette Lewis the money, did you notice all of a sudden the money, she's not holding it anymore? Like, where the heck did she put it? Anyway.
Oh, no.
That was just a little tiny editing mistake. Also, I had completely forgotten that the vampires had green blood.
Yeah. Bizarre.
And she had noticed it on the knife.
Like
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, this is a fun movie. If you can look past the dated effects, it would be cool if they could go back in and kind of, spice it up a little bit, fix it digitally. But I thought George Clooney was excellent in here, and Quentin Tarantino was really good. I started listening to their audio commentary of the movie before this show started. It's on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
And their banter back and forth about how they were doing these different scenes and how they had really drawn out that first scene in the convenience store. And it was really, really interesting. I'd like to go back and finish listening to it. So yeah, fun movie. If you like horror films, if you like vampires, that guy, oh my gosh. That gun on on his loins.
Ahmed, what do you got?
I didn't like this as much as I used to when I was a kid.
Okay.
This is 2 movies. It is and the movie, the better movie, is not the one with the vampires in it.
It's the first one.
And
yes.
And you get Oscar-winning performance, at least in my opinion, Oscar-winning performances from George Clooney and Harvey Keitel. Yes. Holy moly, they are amazing in this. Like, just amazing. And so that is, like, to me, that's where the meat of the movie was, the writing. And I guess that was Quentin Tarantino, as you pointed out. And that makes sense. Even, like, the whole second half of the movie is a horror comedy. And the first half of the movie is a drama. But the drama is better than the comedy. And I mean, the bodies and the puppets and all that stuff is fun and absurd. But somehow, and I commend Clooney and I commend Keitel, because somehow, despite the absolute campiness of the whole thing happening around them, when they have their moments and they talk, it puts you right back in that place of, like, drama. Yeah. And I think that grounding of what Tarantino did to the movie is what actually makes it a great movie.
I agree.
I think that it's fun, them blowing up vampires or whatever, and it's funny. There's a lot of jokes. I like the small sub stories, like even for the Vietnam guy, and just the performances. It's like so important, these performances that are happening in the middle of all of this absurdity. They always have time for a soliloquy. They always, which is good, because if it wasn't for those moments, all the other stuff would fall flat.
Yeah.
Like literally you hear this guy's story. He tells it to you in a moment of respite somehow, right?
Yeah.
Like
but they make fun of it too.
Yeah, and then there's a montage at the end where they, like, set up their weapons from the crates and that montage was, like, inordinate amount of time kind of squeezed into a space for dramatic effect. But and then the Robert Rodriguez stuff that kind of is cool, is just the visual imagery is interesting at times. You had some. I mean, the weird bass made of a man is very striking. There's a lot of striking imagery in the, and I'm judging it like, I'm trying to, like, because I watched it when I was a kid and it was just like, yeah, like kill, but now I'm judging it, trying to judge it as evenly as possible. And while the props are cool, the way the vampires looked is cool. Nice makeup. They definitely, like, really did it with the department, the makeup department. I felt like, and it's weird to say, but I felt like when I was a kid, the Selma Hayek stuff was probably the best part of the movie, because it was just like, oh, like, wow, like, but now looking back on it, I'm like, okay, I felt like when it started converting into the comedy after the Cheech Marin speech, which is hilarious, but also kind of, once again, in the context of, they knew what they were doing. I'll say that. Like, they definitely knew they were smearing together 2 genres, and kind of in the way that Dungeon Crawler Carl is, right? It smears these 2 genres together that have almost no business being together, and finds where they meet and find some connective tissue that makes it more interesting and makes you more invested in the characters than you otherwise would be. I don't think, and then the conversion of the kids into like killing machines was very fast, which you have to excuse on some level because you're like, oh, they're fighting for their lives and then suddenly she's firing a crossbow like a champion, and the kids like throwing water bomb grenades with holy water, and everybody's suddenly like a killer. Everybody like in moments become killers, even though the tone of the movie before that would never imply that was the world that you were going to live in the latter half of the movie. And so that was jarring, but I think I like the first half of the movie more than the latter half, interestingly. I think it's cool the way that it flips. And then the cool like reveal of the Aztec temple in the back is very clever.
Yeah, I really like.
There's a lot of
maybe
clever
one of my
stuff in this
favorite
movie.
parts of the second half.
Yeah, there's a lot of cleverness in the movie, and I think that's also what gives it more credence than I otherwise would have given it. Yeah, and the special effects the goopy special effects were goofy. It was funny.
I wonder if you would have liked the show more because the show can take more time with each of the characters.
Perhaps
that
but only if-
transition.
Man, the pulp, the way
Might
this
flow
guy
a little
writes. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's Quentin Tarantino's a beast at writing scenes. And I don't know if he's getting these performances out of these people or what's happening, but like it's those moments, where he's addressing his brother, or they're having like this interesting relationship, and he feels indebted to him because of breaking him out of prison in some obscene, absurd way. And so he knows that his brother's crazy, but he has to deal with it because he has some kind of honor system for the person that saved him. He's got this interesting situation happening, and then the conversations with Harvey Keitel's character, and it was just so good. So much depth.
What's interesting is I felt the same way when I was a kid when I watched this. I was like, I like the first half of this movie more than I like the second half, but I didn't know how to articulate why. And I think that the second half just should have held up a little bit less goofy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that if it was just a little bit less goofy in the second half, and they didn't just throw all rules completely out the window, I probably would have liked it more.
More.
I feel like the second half, Sin, you touched on something that was, I think, very important. Salma Hayek dies immediately.
Yeah, she's not in there very long at all.
They waste all of the characters. They kill all of the vampires that are main bad guys. They kill them immediately.
Mm-hmm. And it ends up being they're fighting each other after having turned into vampires.
Yeah.
All the major
that was intentional.
Maybe it was intentional, but I thought they chose fun villains. They chose fun actors to play the villains. I would have liked to see all of these characters chew the scenery a little more and do a little bit more, instead of just being, they're all so disposable. And that was another thing, no consistency in the rules when it came to anything, right? The big black guy who is basically the final boss who survives, right? Even though he wasn't one of the original bosses, but he turns before they go into the back, right?
Right.
And he was the ugliest one somehow. But when he gets bit, he turns after 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, the changes happened.
And then
I wonder if it had
Harvey
anything.
It happened at the speed of narrative, right?
I wonder.
Sort of, but then Harvey Keitel's like, okay, I have an
that's
hour
what I'm
left.
saying. No, it's the
Within an
speed-
hour.
No, that's what I mean. They really, there was so much drama to be had in those final moments for Harvey, and he really chewed it up. I think. Yeah, it was inconsistent, but the good thing about that was the fact that he got to talk to his kids and have that whole preacher conversation, right. And even though it was weirdly timed and inappropriate in the face of what they were dealing with, it was still, because it was George Clooney mustering him, you gotta come back to being a priest now, this is it, and he had to respond to that, and I think that was what was great in that. You know?
Well, speaking of the rules that Jeff was talking about, this was something that I noticed in Train to Busan. They were very irregular with how quickly someone would turn
Really?
into one of those. Oh yeah, they were irregular, and I mentioned it, and because I did a reaction to the movie on my channel a couple years ago, and people were coming in here and explaining to me, or trying to explain to me, this is, I guess the same thing would apply to this. Well, the people that turned faster, they were bitten in the neck, so the blood went to their brain quicker. And so if you were bitten elsewhere, like on your arm or your leg or wherever, it'll take a bit. But my thinking is, look, one heartbeat floods your whole body with blood. So that shouldn't matter with the location of the bite, but I'm just wondering if that would be something that applied
use
here.
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
maybe.
if you really no, but there's a rabbit hole here. If you really wanted to explain it away, you could just say that everybody has different biology, and
metabolism
some
is
people
different,
have
yeah.
better immune systems. Maybe the black dude had like liver problems, and you know, I don't, you know what I'm saying? My
No,
point
I get
is
it.
that
That,
if you
that
want
does
like,
make sense. That's true.
Sure. Yeah.
who,
That's
who
true.
knows? Like,
But
really,
but it's something that makes you go, what? You know,
Yeah.
anytime
Yeah.
it makes me go, what?
yeah.
That hurts it. You know, like
Yeah.
it needs to be either it needs to make sense, or there needs to be a way for it to be so fun that you don't go, what? You know, and it doesn't quite reach that level for me. You know, I think it's goofy, and it's, you know, creative to a certain extent, but it's like lazy creative, right? Like just throw shit, just like
It
like
almost
make a
doesn't
mess.
even feel like a Quentin Tarantino in the second half. It doesn't
Right.
feel
Not at
like
all.
his
Yeah.
writing. It
No,
feels like his
or
writing in
whatever
the
peaks-
beginning.
Wherever there's conversation, though, it peaks in, but
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, it does not feel like it. Yeah, it's
Speaking of Harvey Keitel, in that audio commentary that I was listening to, they were talking about, you know, what a tremendous actor he is, and they were feeling like he was going to come in and overpower the scene just because of him, because it's Harvey Keitel and he's got this charisma. And they were worried that there was going to be this issue because the character he's playing is not necessarily that way. He's more meek, a little bit more, you know. But they were talking about how actually he played that, you know, perfectly. There was no Harvey Keiteling it at all. He played the character the way the character needed to be played.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, once the second half of the movie comes in, there's not much of that he can do. I mean, like the moments he does have with his kids, and, you know, like making sure they're going to kill him and all that. You know, I think all of those scenes are effective. There's just few and far between once the violence starts. Once the vampires start, there's plenty of violence before the vampires.
Oh yeah.
So the only other one other thing that bothered me that maybe isn't this movie's fault is Juliette Lewis.
Okay, you didn't like her character?
Well, I don't buy her as an innocent teenager. I only think of Natural Born Killers when I think when I see Juliette Lewis.
Okay, that's
So-
I guess. Okay, so you're attaching a previous role to her.
Yeah, not really the movie's fault, and I don't know if Natural Born Killers came out before this or after this.
I'll look it up. She convinced me. I thought she did okay in here.
is he the cop from Kill Bill?
Not the cop. No, not the cop. He's one of the boss fights that she kills.
This guy? He is?
Yeah. He's maybe at the end of the second movie. The guy. No,
Yeah,
there's only
but-
two movies. There's only two movies. After I think at the end of the first movie. He's
But
the
he is in Kill
Mexican
Bill, yeah.
drug lord guy.
So Natural Born Killers came out 2 years before this. And Facebook user, we are streaming. So if it's not showing up that way on Facebook, I don't know. Something's wrong.
It looks like it should be working correctly.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the bit where, you know, the kids become badasses all of a sudden, that's funny. You know, like all of that just gets thrown out the window, you know, all the rules. And so I think doing away with all the rules was the problem for me, and what kept me from really enjoying it. But You know,
That's interesting. You know who she reminded me of the whole
Who?
time? Oddly, Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, I could
Oh,
see it
really?
a little
Interesting.
bit. In this picture, I could see it.
From Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah.
Specifically that.
So, you didn't enjoy this then?
No, it was just that's what made the first half, I think, so strongly overshadow the second half.
True.
I
It
thought
definitely did.
I was very, very surprised at Quentin Tarantino's performance in this as well.
How so?
He just did such a great job.
Oh, he did. He was fantastic.
He was really, really good.
He was an
I
awesome
expected
creep.
I expected to like come back and watch this movie and be like, okay, he's clearly not an actor, you know. But no,
Oh, yeah, well,
he
he
did
is.
a great job.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I would say the second half of the movie suffers a lot, and you know, I would think if I were to look at this movie on paper and predict what I would like, I would have predicted that I would like the second half more. And one last thing about inconsistency is the monster design inconsistency.
Because they didn't look alike? What do you mean?
Yeah, there wasn't. I didn't feel like there were any rules to what they looked like.
Yes, one of them started turning into a rat all
Like
of a
this
sudden.
Yeah,
weird
the
looking
rat?
dog
Like, what the
rat
rat?
thing.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So-
that was
Just
weird.
Like, it was a
Well-
free for all. It was like the design department free for all.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Well,
how
you know,
I
some
felt.
vampires can turn into like dog creature. I thought it looked like
Yeah.
a dog, like a mangy dog with no hair. And some, you know, in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he turns into like a dog creature.
Oh, right,
Or
right.
like
Like
a
a giant chihuahua.
Well,
That's what it looked like. It looked like a giant
chihuahua.
hairless rat or chihuahua. That's what
Yeah.
I had forgotten Cheech had 3 roles in here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I
great.
had
He's great. He's great. In all of his roles.
Yes. Yeah, he was
Absurdly.
good.
So yeah, so I don't know. I don't have much else to say about the movie.
Okay,
you guys
you
ready
want to
for
give
some
us
numbers, or
Yeah,
you
I'm ready
guys
for your
have anything
number.
else
I
to
have a
say?
feeling that my number rating might be a little higher than y'all's.
Real quick, is there anybody in the audience who hasn't given us a number yet? Did you find?
I've got 6 numbers from the audience so far. So I don't know if everyone who's commenting. Hi, Dulcimerist. Thank you.
Okay, we have 6 numbers.
Yeah.
Was the last number you got an 8?
No, the last number I got was a 6.5. Someone said.
Okay, so Blind Justice gave an 8.
Okay, I definitely didn't get that one. I was watching you guys more than the comments, I guess. Okay.
Okay, so we have those numbers. I'm gonna give this a 6.5 and a recommend.
Okay. So actually not far off from mine.
And the recommend to me is like almost purely academic, because I feel like this is a really good educational movie for filmmaking. There's a lot of different techniques. The fact that it feels like 2 movies stapled together, and how they handled that, what to do, what not to do. You know, I thought that I think there's a lot to learn from it as a film. So 6.5, entertaining, and also sort of a lost opportunity. Like, I want to see the whole movie that started.
Then you
from
should
the first
watch
half.
the series.
Okay.
You would like the first season. And the Salma chick, she lives much longer.
Oh, we got 2 more ratings down here. We got a
We
4,
do. We got
four
a
and
9. We got a wait. A what?
A 4 and a 9
Where do you see the 4? I only see the
at the very
9.
bottom. The last 2 comments.
Oh, I see. Lady V. Lady V gives it a 4.
Ahmed, what do you got on this
I'm
one?
gonna give it a 7.5 and recommend.
Ooh, I am surprised, Ahmed.
Yeah, no, it's Harvey Keitel and like
The first half.
and Ocean's David. What's his name?
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Oh.
Their performances are, like I said, Oscar worthy. Like, if not, just to follow them through the story. Like, they're really good in this, despite all of the other stuff happening. And I think the proof is that, like you were saying, Jeff, as a teaching tool, is that you don't need a lot to do a good job if you write it well and it's passionately executed. Like all the stuff before, it was all about just scenes of them talking, and that was enough for me to give it that score. Like I thought those moments were so good. It was as good as like a Quentin Tarantino movie. It was like a Quentin Tarantino movie wrapped in a candy shell or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, 7.5 recommend.
Okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I got so at 81 divided by 12, that gives us a 6.75.
6.75. And what was your what was yours?
Oh, I'm sorry, I never said mine. I would give it a 7.
A 7.
Yeah, like I liked it, I guess, a little bit more than you, but I was expecting Ahmed's score to be quite a bit lower, so I'm right in the middle of your scores.
Yeah, no, and like I said, it was only higher because of the elements that are just so well executed.
Okay.
Yeah, that first half is so strong.
Yeah.
And what do we have for the audience?
So I just totaled up everybody's scores.
Okay.
And that gives us a total of 81 and divided by 12 because we have 12 scores, and that gives us 6.75 average.
Oh, wow. We got
right?
Like what exact? Is that
6.75. Yep.
Wow. We got the exact same score. You guys
81
are smart.
divided by 12.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Which for me feels like an appropriate and proper score. Like 7. I mean, 7.
It did get.
It's very close to
about
that.
on
Yeah.
the IMDb. I think everybody felt the same way in a weird way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of in the same ballpark territory. 6.75 to 7.2. So
Facebook user says 9 for political incorrect classic, which good point. Good point. I really, we need more of those. And they also said first half is drama, second half is Sam Raimi horror. Again, right? Like on paper, that I should have loved that second half much more than I did. So
maybe if it was actually Sam Raimi, it would.
Yeah, right. Maybe if it was actually like they actually said, okay, Robert Rodriguez, tag in or tag out Sam Raimi in.
And you attacked him, yeah.
Yeah.
Clooney just so good, yeah. He was really good in here, definitely.
Yeah, super good.
I love that tattoo on his neck, and I'm not into tats, but I thought it was I kept studying it to see if it was going to move or change, like if they had forgotten and hadn't put it on right, It seemed pretty consistent throughout.
That was the tattoo that everybody like got after. But when this movie was out, was like unheard of. Like he was the coolest. But when I look at it now, it just reminds me of all of the tattoos that came after it. I just see all the, just that style. It's been repeated so much, But yeah, this is the OG, right? The OG tattoo.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So there may be a special thing happening in the next SBTL. Where we do a DCC AIT rap party. And that's WRAP, not
I was like, wait, we are?
All right, Sin,
rap,
it's your turn. Give us a flow.
Yeah.
Well, so
Let's get some bars.
So you were talking about having this rap party, and my extent of involvement with the DCC AIT was creating the product pages and uploading.
Well, you don't have to come if you don't want to.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to. I just don't know what I can add to the rap party. I'll just sit here like a lump.
Okay. Well, do what you feel like. But there's a possibility we're going to take up the next one, which would be on Valentine's Day, February 14th. We're also thinking about February 7th. So we're not exactly sure when it's going to happen, but there's going to be to be a Dungeon Crawler Carl audio immersion tunnel rap party. And that's going to be a stream. We're hoping to get Matt Dinneman on as well. And pretty much everybody who was involved in the production who can make it. So really hoping Eddie Zach could make it. The I would call him the primary composer of this of the season, and
Really?
it just kind of turned out that way.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of organically, like, we had a list of tunes, we kind of got those out of the way, and then we kind of went crazy making even more music. I can't even count how many tunes we have in season 1.
There's a lot of great music.
There might be 35 tunes.
Oh, dang.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, if you count just the music that plays along, that's composed and plays along with battle sequences, there's a lot of that.
A ton.
So Eddie Zach is the Lady Gaga keyboardist guy,
No,
right?
that's Brockett Parsons.
Brockett Parsons. Okay.
He didn't do any composition. He was on just a few tracks.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Ben would definitely make it. If Ben Wolf would definitely make it. Let's see. Someone said the riff on the original Incredible Hulk was a nice touch.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't hear this.
Yeah.
I didn't hear this one. Well, you mean the Lonely Man?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Lonely
yeah.
Man?
Yeah,
Oh, that song makes me so sad.
Yep. So
We do a lot of 80s callbacks.
I don't know. Maybe do you wanna hit up Brockett? See if Brockett wants to come on. I don't know. He might want to do it.
Maybe.
Coach is the drummer that was on some of the tracks. We might have him on. Whatever actors we can get. I'd love it if Andy Parsnow could show up and talk. She did. You know what's funny is we accidentally gave her like all. Oh, never mind. I can't say that. That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
I
You
can't
don't
do
want to
that.
do that, like what you did.
It's a spoiler beyond like. It's a spoiler that goes beyond any of the books anyone has read. So I definitely
like on
should
the
not say
same level as what you accidentally did at the live read in Dragon Con.
Oh, not even close to that. Like,
Oh, okay.
like so much worse.
Oh,
It would have been so much worse. So,
oh no. Okay.
But like,
Oh, no.
Andy did an incredible job. I really want Annie to be here, and that's one of the reasons I'm not wanting to do February 7th because I do.
She says she can't.
Yeah, we miss
February
having Annie on. And
14th is it. She threw out February. She said February 14th. That's Valentine's Day, but she wasn't indicating that meant she couldn't come. She just wondered if anybody would be wanting to stream on Valentine's Day.
yeah, she didn't say one way or the other.
Okay.
So you guys watch out. Watch out for news. Subscribe to our newsletter. We will make an announcement when we know what day we're doing the rap party. But we definitely all want to talk together, talk about the experience of recording the thing, talk about the show itself, and, just kind of reminisce. And also get engagement from you guys. We would love for more people to show up and hang out with us and talk about what they liked in our chat about the Dungeon Crawler Carl audio immersion tunnel. God, dude, even all the covers.
Yeah.
Everything about this production has been amazing. Everything. Look at these.
So are we going to offer the metallic covers for
Yeah,
sale?
we're gonna make
because
those.
people were asking about that at
We're
20
gonna make
books.
those. We're gonna make those.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, guys. So that is to say, we don't know whether we're gonna have a regular SBTL on the next one or not. But
Well, I thought the whole format for SBTL was changing after this one anyway.
Well, we're gonna be talking about it, but for
Okay.
now, as we have a format that works, so, pretty much, we might as well just plan for it. What would be the next movie?
Are we going to try to what do we have coming out? And so it would be a month from now would be the next
So
SBT.
the
4 weeks
Chrysalis
from now.
box set is coming out that week,
End of February.
in the middle of February.
Wait, I thought that the rap party is going to be totally different from the next,
Yes, it is.
we're not going to do
I don't
movie
know.
talk.
I'm assuming that we're not doing the rap party so that we can plan a movie. If we do the rap party on the 7th, then we need a movie. We don't know if we're going to do the 7th or if we're going to do the 14th. That's what I'm saying. Is like
Oh, okay.
we just need to be prepared in case we decide to do the rap party on the 7th.
So,
Okay.
but let's pick a movie. Yeah, I think.
So what's
or
coming
rather,
out?
Yeah.
You said
Okay, so-
Chrysalis?
Yeah, Chrysalis. So Ants,
Mm,
right? We already did.
we did
Honey, I
Honey,
Shrunk the Kids.
yeah. So okay, so
Bug's
Benjamin is really stuck on aliens.
Benjamin
This
is stuck
is
on
the
aliens.
second
They're
time he's
ant-like.
mentioned. This is the second time he's mentioned aliens. Now,
They're
this is
ant-like.
the one I'm assuming that James Cameron did. That's what he's
Yeah, of
referring
course.
to.
This one's
Of
this one's
course.
another one that I'm very close to saying that it's too perfect to review. I just this movie is
Yeah,
I
it's a
can't-
benchmark for a lot of.
I really honestly I can't think of
Surprising-
anything to criticize in this movie.
I'm not as in
No,
love with
but
this
if I-
film as so many other people are.
I
Honestly, I
wanna-
prefer the first one.
I like the chance to review it with an even eye, you know, like because this movie for me is iconic. Like,
Yeah.
it's move. This is just it's foundational for me in a lot of ways, and so
too.
if I rewatch it, I'm sure I'm gonna like really be able to like pick it apart
You think so?
in a meaningful way. If I mean,
I'm
if
okay
and when
with-
when we do it, I'm not saying we do it next, but I'm saying yeah, I'm ready to take on the challenge, or rather.
Yeah,
Whenever
I'm okay
that
with
is,
it. I'm okay
whenever
with
that
us.
is.
You know, why don't we just do it? Why don't we just say the next time we review a movie, it's going to be Aliens.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to give it as high of a score as you guys will, though.
That's I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm going into it.
No, but honestly,
I'm going into
Ahmed,
it completely even, and I'm really gonna like judge it.
this
heavily.
is a fan. Like, people look at me sideways when I say I prefer the first one more, because I just prefer the horror element of it. Even though James Cameron directed this, right? You would think I would love it because Terminator and everything. It's okay. I don't mind it. I don't necessarily dislike it. I just prefer the first one. I think the first one is a better movie to me. It's more, I don't know, just gets me more. But yeah,
The first one. like-
Alien. Yeah.
No, right. An Alien.
Pure horror is the first
no,
one.
the director was messing with the cast. I think
Oh,
they were like
yeah,
he
like
would,
when-
it was
when the
a little
alien burst
colder than
out.
it should be. Yeah, they didn't know it was going to happen. I think
Yeah, they didn't
the
know.
performances are probably superior in that movie, I imagine. And now if I had to really like scrutinize and compare them,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that's what it is. Like it's just moment to moment, it's probably better.
That
these
was Ridley
conversations.
Scott, right?
Yeah, Ridley Scott was
Yeah,
the first one.
which I get because Ridley Scott I've always felt like was hit or miss, but lately I've been like seeing some of his movies that I probably judged more harshly when I was younger, and I'm discovering that some of his movies are just wow, really good, like really well written. They have a lot of depth.
You
So
gonna see
I'm not surprised, but I'll have to do a comparison of Alien.
You gonna
as
see
well.
the second Gladiator?
There's another Gladiator coming out. I didn't know.
Gladiator 2's coming out this year. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, at some point, I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll get to it.
Yeah. Well, is that one Cameron or Scott?
That
Which-
was
which
Ridley
one?
Scott.
The first
Gla-
Gladiator.
Gladiator's Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Ridley Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, Aliens. I'm down. I'm down.
Okay. It's been a few years since I've seen it.
Yeah, me too.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Aliens is the next.
We just
Cynema
don't know when.
segment,
So I guess we'll make an announcement whenever we figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. So watch
wonder.
out, guys. Again for the announcement. No matter what, we're gonna have a stream on the 14th, but it's either gonna be the wrap party, or it's gonna be another one of these. Someone suggested the extended special edition.
Yeah, we should try to.
Let's
should
try- okay. we'll try
Extended
and find that.
special edition of Aliens? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think I've seen that one actually.
I definitely have.
I think there's more context in the beginning, as well.
Okay. About her past, right?
Yeah, or her living in the world of her present for that moment. Like when she's woken up. I think. there's more
Right,
stuff.
right. Okay, so the extended special edition. Okay.
It's almost 40 years old. This movie.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Alien. Wait.
1986.
yeah.
Oh, was it
So-
86 or 87? Why did I think it
so-
was 87?
I thought it was the 90s. I thought it was early 90s.
No. I remember the night that I watched this. I always will have this memory associated with a really scary time in my life because the next day I had to go in for surgery on my nose. And so I just always have this movie associated with surgery and scary stuff. Like a scary time.
God, the score even for this movie is
Yeah.
iconic. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, yeah.
dun.
Who
dun,
did
dun,
the
dun,
score?
bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh,
Joel
man.
Goldsmith,
Goldsmith.
Okay.
Is
I
it
think. I have to
Jerry
look.
Goldsmith?
Yeah, that's
The
what-
Gremlins guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. Let me just verify. It was either him or because he wasn't the go-to guy for Cameron. Afterwards, Cameron was doing with. All right, let's look. Afterwards, Cameron was working with the guy who did the Avatar music. What's his name?
God, how many movie trailers has that song been in? Has that
That
tune been in?
music?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a combat drop. That was actually
James
inspiration for some of the movies.
James Horner?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
James. No, it was James Horner. That makes that's his guy. He pretty much used James Horner all the time. At least until he died. And now I think his protege was working on the Avatar movies. That was inspiration for at least one of the scenes in Dungeon Crawler Carl as well.
Oh.
Yeah, with metal and Mahler hammers.
All right.
Okay.
Well, what do you guys think? Want to try this troll poll thing? Jesus.
With
guys.
your okay, Jeff. You feel like you've had enough room to prep? You think you're ready?
Crap.
Yeah,
There's no
like
prepping
he's
for this.
had to get his.
There's no prepping for this.
Okay, he was
I was just
he was just
making an
delaying
excuse.
the inevitable.
All right, here you can read the
Okay,
letter.
green
too.
room,
So-
Ahmed.
So real
Right.
quick, I've maybe seen this movie once or twice, maybe twice, and I don't. I have the graphic novel. I haven't read it yet. In my opinion, Alan Moore is the best comic book writer ever. He's not my favorite, but he's the best. And he likes to do things like this. He likes to do clever, fun word exercises when it comes to dialogue, and all sorts of stuff. Like, he really likes to experiment with language. And this is like, I wasn't thinking about that at all when I saw this movie and this part happened. And, I have to say that they did a really great job of selling this. I mean, conceptually, it's goofy. It's silly. But it just works. It works really well in the scene. And I'm going to have a fun time destroying it as Porky Pig. So David Singer is the person who requested this. Fuck you, sir. This is going to be so difficult. Ahmed gave me a little training course on how to be Porky Pig that he found on YouTube. I might be able to do. God, dude, this is gonna be so
I almost
hard.
feel like you gotta run it like just try to read it at all because I can't even read it. Like I'm sorry. Like vicissitudes.
Oh, do you want me to run through it?
Vaudevillian.
You want me to run through it without Porky Pigging it?
Can you?
first?
Can you? Yeah. And
Okay,
then
so
porcify it because
I got to do it as Agent Smith.
I'm nervous.
right?
If you want. Yeah.
And he had an English accent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin vanguarding vice, and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta held as a votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this... Okay, I don't know what that word is.
Vichyssoise.
Vichyssoise? Vichyssoise? Verily, this vichyssoise verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Oh, well done.
So it's not that hard doing it as
you
Agent
clearly
Smith.
have
right?
shown that it's not that hard. Okay, all right.
But as fucking Porky Pig.
Pig.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try it.
This is a dilemma.
Okay, what's the word? The voila. Voila. In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance. Vendetta as a votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Well done.
Okay, I didn't.
Very good, Jeff. You did great.
I did all right. I did all right.
You did great.
I didn't stick to the rules as well as I would have liked to, but I think
You
it was-
were
No,
fine.
you did. That was perfect.
Yes, I was
No, you
very
did it.
impressed
You
too.
did it. I'm shocked. I
Okay.
didn't think.
Whew.
That was hard.
I underestimated. You pulled a Scotty in the sound check.
Buen
All right.
trabajo.
Like I don't know, and then you just came out like swinging. Nice work.
All right. So again, David Singer, thank you and fuck you for that one.
Yeah. Thank you, and fuck you.
Yeah. That was very fun. That was very fun. But yeah, what do you guys think? One more little segment, some Chat GPT.
Like a Chat GPT.
You want to
guess
see
you could?
what Chat GPT is gonna cook up for
Of
us?
what?
tonight?
Of what?
All right,
I don't know.
see.
Let's come up with
From
something.
dusk till dawn.
Oh God.
That's
All
that's
right,
like
yeah,
Porky
okay.
Pig.
Ooh, Porky Pig
In-
meets the vampires in From Dusk Till Dawn. Porky Pig and the yeah, something like that.
Porky Pig. Hang on, let me put this on. Chat gypped. All right, chat gypped. Porky Pig. We need phrasing is paramount.
Okay.
So let's walk through this.
Porky Pig arrives at the titty twister.
They're not going to take that
Let's.
Oh,
let's
that's right.
find out.
ChatGPT's
Hang on.
because they're very
Hang on,
anal.
let's
negative G rated. That's what ChatGPT.
Let's see what
is.
happens. Go ahead. Porky
Okay.
Pig.
From the movie From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh my gosh.
Attempting to sell vacuum cleaners.
Okay.
What are the
ChatGPT's
parameters?
been completely neutered. Negative.
What,
yeah.
what's the parameter?
Its balls are negative spaces inside
balls
its
are
abdomen.
negative. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah,
That's visual. That's very visual. So they're like bags that you can keep stuff in, like your keys. Or
the nutsack?
yeah.
No. What I'm saying.
inside-out
Okay,
nutsack.
so it's like the balls have been.
yeah, they
you know,
went
they're
in,
up
but-
inside you now,
right, but
you
then
know?
you got the
and
So
now they're
then
empty
that's
space.
that's
can
not
store,
neutered
You
then.
can store.
They're
like,
still
money
there,
in
No,
it.
they're just hiding.
it's become empty space. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like the space that your balls would make if they were inside you is now
Yes.
just space,
Yeah,
right?
right. So
And
it's-
that's ChatGPT.
So wait, so what's the parameter? How long do we want it to be? Or it's screenplay?
Yes, a screenplay.
A screen.
A
A screenplay and
a 10-minute screenplay. Let's say that.
a 10-minute screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens. It's gonna be like, hell no! Here, do this instead. All right, let's see.
Yes, they did it. Okay.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Surprise, surprise! Something changed.
All right, and this will be narrated by Cheech Marin.
Something changed.
Which one? Which one?
You,
Because
you
this-
never know what the state
Just
of the
regular
the second
Cheech
one. The
Marin?
second one.
The second.
the
The
one
guy
with
who was
the long
doing
hair.
the sales announcement. Okay.
The neon sign of the Titty Twister blinks ominously against the dark desert sky. Porky Pig, dressed in a rumpled suit, nervously adjusts his tie as he approaches the entrance with a vacuum cleaner in hand. Porky enters the raucous bar filled with rough-looking patrons. The music blares, and the air is thick with smoke and tension. He cautiously makes his way through the crowd, trying to keep his nerves in check. Suddenly, a burly bouncer steps in front of him, blocking his path. What do you think you're doing here, buddy?
Porky stammers, clutching the vacuum cleaner tighter. I'm here to demonstrate the latest in cleaning technology. Guaranteed to suck up even the toughest dirt and grime.
The bouncer eyes him skeptically, but eventually nods, intrigued. All right, you've got 10 minutes. Make it quick. Porky nods gratefully and sets up his demonstration in the center of the room. He plugs in the vacuum cleaner and turns it on, the loud hum cutting through the noise of the bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be amazed by the suction power of the Porky Pro Deluxe.
Porky begins to demonstrate the vacuum cleaner, sucking up debris from the dirty floor with gusto. The patrons watch, some amused, others indifferent. Suddenly, chaos erupts as the bar's true nature is revealed. Vampires emerge from the shadows, attacking the unsuspecting patrons. Porky's demonstration is interrupted as the bar descends into madness.
Wait! I didn't sign up for this.
Porky scrambles to grab his vacuum cleaner, narrowly avoiding the clutches of a vampire. He dodges and weaves through the chaos, desperately trying to escape. Porky bursts out of the bar, the sounds of mayhem echoing behind him. He races into the desert, the vacuum cleaner still clutched tightly in his hands.
Note to self, stick to selling tunes.
As Porky disappears into the night, the neon glow of the Titty Twister flickers ominously in the distance.
This was perfect.
It was! Thank
Holy
you, ChatGPT.
I can't believe that they even put those words in there.
No, it even no.
What
but
happened?
they fixed it. That people complained or something changed.
Did they
but-
really fix it?
No, this is it. The voice of Porky Pig is perfect,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
mixed with the voice of Cheech Marin.
You know
in
what?
a way that is like bizarrely well executed.
I wish I could remember what it was you were trying to get it to do before the times that it refused. Because it'd be cool if you could see if it would
I
do
think
it
something
now.
changed. There's no way it would have let me type titty and
Right?
Look at it.
Unless it was like doing a Teams and it thought you were actually saying a proper noun, so therefore it let you remember what was happening in Teams when we were trying. Well, when you guys were trying to get curse words to be picked up on the transcription.
Our standard meetings.
Oh, the meetings we have, y'all.
Okay, so this was exquisite. I feel like I could type anything in and it's gonna do something good. I feel like it's upgraded, man. Upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
UPGRAYYED.
EED? No,
No.
EDD.
What?
Double D for a double dose of this pimping.
UPGRAYYED.
Yeah, UPG.
Upgrade.
RAYYED.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's how you spell upgrade.
So, yeah. I think the show's over.
I think it is. Can anyone in the chat tell me where that upgrade spelling came from? Otherwise,
I think
thank
it
you,
came from
everybody.
you, right?
Somebody, nope.
Where
Thank
did it
you
come
guys so much for coming to hang out with us while we did our second Soundbooth Theater Live of the year. Again, please subscribe to the channel, like this video if you did like it, and pay attention. We will make an announcement. There we go. Someone got it. Facebook user got it.
Idiocracy. Okay.
I knew somebody would get it.
We'll announce if we're doing the rap party next week on the 7th or on the 14th. Either way, do your homework, watch Aliens. Be prepared with a number.
Yes.
Come with a score.
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. And see you next time.
Good night.